Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about foods that you can include in your diet for better skin health. We don't always have to resort to medication in order to improve on our skin. Sometimes it comes with dietary changes, and I'm not saying that this is the only way or this is the way you have to do it. These are just some foods that I recommend that you have to see if you notice is different in your skin. So I'm going to talk about 8 different foods, and I'll talk about how you can include them in your diet, and hopefully this helps you. So the first one is almonds. Almonds has vitamin E, and vitamin E prevents free radical damage and wrinkles. You can have almonds in the form of almond butter or just straight almonds, and what I've been doing is chopping up the almonds and just putting it in a salad, and I really like that crunch. That's super good. Or if not, you can just have a handful randomly during the day, which is really easy, and I recommend either buying them in bulk or just buying a bag of organic almonds if you can. Another one is salmon. So salmon has omega-3. Salmon helps lower inflammation, which prevents blotchiness, rashes, and other skin problems. It also helps prevent against UV ray damage, and UV ray damage is known to cause wrinkles and issues with your skin, and so having that can actually prevent the UV ray damage and skin cancers and stuff like that. And you guys know I've loved salmon. I've been eating salmon for years, and really what all I do is bake it in the oven 375 for 20 minutes, no more than 20 minutes, and I'll just cook it on its own, and it has enough fat and flavor. I don't really have to do anything to it, and I just like adding it to a salad, or in the morning just having it with some eggs. Super good. And then if you aren't somebody who likes it baked, if you like it more like a raw, I like to buy the smoked salmon, the organic Norwegian salmon, and I'll just chop it up and put it in a salad. So I eat it many different ways, but I absolutely love it. If you don't love salmon, it's okay. It's just one of the foods, but highly recommend that you have salmon in your diet. Another one is green tea. So green tea helps increase elastic tissue in your skin, keeping your skin nice and smooth, and also helps prevent against skin cancer. There's so many different health benefits to green tea. You can go look more into it, but I'm specifically talking about skin health today, and it does drastically help with your skin. I've noticed a change when I was drinking it very consistently. I would say I'm not drinking it as consistently now, but I do like to have it either hot or iced, and I'll just put some stevia in it, and it's absolutely perfect. I really recommend the pomegranate green tea. I think it's called Bigelow brand. So good. I would think that's one of my favorites. I would say have a cup before you go to bed. It's actually really soothing, calming, and puts you to sleep really nicely to have that hot water, and then having that green tea on top of it is just going to help you health benefit wise and with your skin. Another thing that helps with your skin is foods like carrots, peppers, and sweet potatoes, and they contain beta carotene, which converts to vitamin A, and vitamin A helps with autophagy. Now what is autophagy? Autophagy breaks down old cells and creates new cells, so you're going to regenerate your cells, have better cells in your skin, and look younger, and it's really good to include these types of foods in your diet. So where can you include stuff like these? I like to eat carrots raw personally. I'll buy the baby carrots raw. I really love them. And then with peppers, I do like to saute them with some onions. So good with coconut oil. It's honestly one of my favorite things. And then I mix it in the morning with some eggs, or if not, I'll just add it to a salad. I mean, you can add so many things to a salad. I really recommend that. And then with sweet potatoes, we really generally eat them as sweet potato fries, and you can make them in the oven. And if you have an air fryer, you can use an air fryer and make sweet potato fries. And I really love the white sweet potato, the Japanese sweet potato, that has the same health benefits as the orange sweet potato, so it's really your own personal preference as to taste. But I would say try to include those types of foods in any which way or form that you prefer, but like I said, that's going to help regenerate your cells. Water. Water is so important. Water is so important for all the functions that we have in our body, and how our body works, and we need water in order to stay alive. We can go days on days without eating, but we can't survive without water, and water is so important for keeping your skin really healthy, keeping the cells that are responsible for keeping your skin healthy. It's going to continue to hydrate those cells, keep them functioning, and I would say that having between like 6 to 8 cups a day is really good. And you don't have to be so strict with it, but fill up your bottle of water or container of water a few times a day and just sip it throughout the day. It's like, don't chug it at one point and you'll sort of like get just used to drinking it more. I would say, like, if you're somebody who struggles with getting in their water, start off your morning with drinking that as opposed to going straight to coffee. Start your morning off with a glass of water, have your coffee, and then like slowly but surely just try to incorporate it, and it'll become more routine of just having it. It's so good for you, and I would recommend, if you can, get like alkaline water. Everybody has their own opinion on alkaline water, but I do feel really good with having alkaline water, or something that's like purified, something that you know like it's good. I would say, like I said, 6 to 8 cups a day. Really good for your skin, keeps you hydrated, keeps you feeling good, it keeps your cells feeling good. Another thing that's good for your skin is wine, and wine helps prevent against free radical damage. As you guys know, free radicals can cause different cancers, diseases, and create bad cells to manipulate and metastasize in your body, so we want to get rid of them, and that's why we eat antioxidants. So wine's going to prevent against that free radical damage, going to keep your skin looking nice, and I would say have no more than like 1 glass. If you're going to have it a few times a week, it's completely okay. You should be able to enjoy it if you love it, and I would just say like no more than like 1 more glass. It's just perfect to like end the night, glass of wine, and maybe just hit the bed or something, whatever. But wine is still good. I feel like there is so many mixed opinions about alcohol. I don't really drink alcohol that much myself, but there are people who just really love it. My mom, for example, loves spritzers, and she can't like go to bed without having it, and she's super healthy, like no problems, and she just loves having it, but she keeps it in like really good moderation. So if you're somebody who just likes it in moderation, it makes you feel good, it is good for your skin, so there's a plus to it. Another thing that's good for your skin is chlorella. I have been talking about chlorella since the very beginning of my fitness journey. If you were to scroll on my Instagram, I think I made it like one of my like 5th or 6th fitness posts was about chlorella. I actually learned about this when I was like studying like about holistic medicine and what's really like good for you and what's not good for you. I am not like an expert in it at all, but that was one of the things like multiple sources always recommended for me to take. I have it in the cabinet here. I take the one from Whole Foods, like a 30-day supply, and I take about like 10 at a time, so 10 is a serving. And I remember when my sister was growing up, like short story, my sister was growing up, she obviously she has special needs, and the holistic doctor had recommended for her to have chlorella because it pulls out toxins in the body. It has so many different health benefits, it has so many different vitamins, and he recommended that she take large amounts of chlorella. And so then I remember reading about it a few years later, and I was like, this must be good. Like, it's being used to treat so many different things. It really helps the body, and I have clients like who I see still take it, and it's really cool. It has this thing called chlorella growth factor. It helps with cells regeneration, and it's at the autophagy, helps regenerate the cells, like break down those old ones and build new ones. It also contains vitamin A, which stimulates more collagen, and better collagen in the skin, will make you look more younger, keeps things intact, less wrinkles, stuff like that. And it has like literally like all the vitamins you can need in this green algae. It's completely natural. It's not like anything like synthetic. It just comes from the earth. So I really love it, and I would recommend it for your skin and overall health. Another thing that's good for your skin is eggs. So eggs contain histidine, which helps again prevent against free radical damage, keeping your skin looking really nice. And free radical damage, we keep talking about it. So free radicals, these cells are highly reactive, and they're going to react with like your protein, your DNA, and mess with like the actual encoding that it's used to doing, and will create, like I had mentioned, like cancers and diseases, and it metastasizes cells that that are not supposed to be metastasizing in the body and could cause problems with your skin and internal organs and internal health. So we want to make sure that we're including antioxidant-rich foods and eating foods that are good to promote like healthy cell regeneration. I like to have eggs in the morning typically. If not, I'll eat them like a whole egg on top of a burger or something like that, or you can make them hard boiled, cut them up and put them in a salad. That's really good too. However which way, and if you don't eat eggs, it's totally fine. It's just one of the things that helps with your skin. It's not the only thing, so it's okay if you don't eat eggs, but it does contain the histidine that I had mentioned, which is going to really help with your skin. Another thing that's good for your skin is coconut oil. So coconut oil helps regenerate your skin from the inside out. It contains lauric acid, which prevents against breakouts. You can rub coconut oil physically on your skin. You can take it, you can do pulling where you're just holding it in your mouth for like 20 minutes and then spit it back out. There's so many different methods to coconut oil. They actually recommend my dog to have coconut oil, like it's in all of his food. He eats raw food, and for like almost anybody, and it really does help with like my skin and feeling like smooth, and I highly recommend you have it. And the coconut oil can actually be like heated, whereas olive oil really shouldn't be heated to high temperature, so you can cook with coconut oil. So I typically do cook with that. My vegetables if I'm cooking it in a pan, but if I'm just making like a simple salad and throwing in raw ingredients, I'll dress it with olive oil. Which brings me to my next point for skin is olive oil. Olive oil is super good. So olive oil prevents against free radical damage, it prevents against sun damage, and it has so many different health benefits outside your skin health. But understand that like these oils are really essential for us for cell regeneration. And my grandma, for example, has been like telling me ever since I was younger. She's the one who initially got me into nutrition, because she used to watch cooking shows, but she would watch like Christina Perillo and people who are just super into the nutritional part and not just cooking. And she's been using so much olive oil, like she uses like a pint a week for just her, and her skin is still really nice. She's still like no problems at like I think she's 80 years old and never like no issues, no medication, no going to the doctors or anything, and like she just swears by olive oil. So I've always like included it. I use the cold press extra virgin olive oil, and I keep it in the kitchen, and I'm always just putting it on like if our vegetables or salad or something, and having it at least once a day in some sort of form. But you can also make your own dressing if you want, and I would say mix together balsamic, apple cider vinegar, and olive oil, shake it up in some type of glass or whatever, and then use that for your salad dressing. That's also really good, and I recommend that. So olive oil, coconut oil, super good oil. So the 8th thing that's good for your skin health is probiotic and fermented foods. So realize that everything is derived from our gut. We are what we eat. You ever hear of that? We are what we eat. So the way that our skin looks is gonna come from what we're putting in our body, and our gut has a direct effect on our skin. So these fermented probiotic foods are gonna help our gut, which is gonna help our skin. Realize like everything derives from the gut. And I would say that kimchi is really good, sauerkraut's really good. If you have probiotics that you're taking that somebody recommended or your doctor recommended, definitely try to be regular with that. For me, I like to just mix kimchi in with a salad. That's my preferred one. I don't really like the sauerkraut. I tried it, but I just like couldn't stomach it personally, but everybody's different. So I would say like, and try to include at least like one fermented food into your diet. That's easy for you to just throw in, have, and it's good for your skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed these foods that I recommended for your skin. If you guys are currently having any of them and you notice that your skin is really helpful, definitely let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I feel like I'm always like trying to figure out like what foods are really good for my skin. And I figured why not create a video all in one so you can reference back to, and then also have ideas of how to incorporate these into your own lifestyle and diet. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much, and I will definitely see you soon. Bye.